Let me get this all thrown up here. On all the social media channels. Oh man, we got a lot of people. Pressure washing joined. What's going on? Man, we got a lot of people already. Chase Emery. 1 hours are taking me forever. How can I fix that? Jobs are taking me forever. Oh, man, right out of the gate with questions. Very cool. All right, we're getting right into it. Jobs are taking me forever. How can I fix that? That's a great question. Step one is the right equipment. You want to make sure. So where I noticed that I had the biggest impact is really, it kind of boils down to two things. The first thing was having better equipment. And the second thing, KTM, what's going on? The second thing was having a good process. So I think the process would have to come first. So when I clean, I do roof, gutters, concrete, and siding last. So that's my workflow on pretty much everything. I try to work from the furthest part, just wash the house, very cool, man. I try to wash from the back of the house to the front of the house. I try to wash top down. So it's keeping all of those things in mind, you will be able to kind of speed up your process. You're trying to look for areas that are pooling up with water. Just try to be mindful of the workflow of your job. Then once you have a good workflow, then you upgrade your equipment. I know when I used to have the 4 gallon a minute system, I would power wash and it would take me about an hour and a half to soft wash a house. When I went to the 8 gallon system, I got the first house I did, I cleaned it in like 45 minutes. And I was like, what the hell? How did that happen so fast? And what I thought I missed, I thought I missed an entire side. Cause I was like, did I just miss a whole side of the house? But apparently I didn't. It was literally just me being able to clean significantly faster. So yeah, great question. What's going on? We got a lot of people in here. I see a lot of familiar faces. Thank you for joining in today. I'm just throwing this in the groups. Grab my TikTok live feed. TikTok, we don't stop to do. Okay, boom. Oh, just went right into it this time. Perfection. Throw it in here. Perfection. Okay. Got it. Oh, man, after the conversation we talked last night, I've had about 4 people contact me today. Very cool. How did they contact you? Very curious. How did they reach out to you? Just had a painter at the gas station see my washer, and he couldn't believe it, never seen that one. He couldn't believe it, never seen that one. Like, oh, your setup? You're talking about your setup? Gave 4 quotes and for driveway cleaning and landed 2 for Saturday. Very cool. Very cool. Like you said, posted on Facebook groups and I got, whoa! Triple A. Posted on Facebook groups and closed 4. That is awesome. Congratulations, man. That's super cool. That's super cool. Send me a screenshot of the post. I want to check it out. Congratulations. Very cool, man. Very, very happy for you. That's money right in your pocket. Now you can afford for us to build you a website. Yeah, man. And, you know, it's something you can't stop. It's not something that you do one time and call it a day. Do I have a business card? Yeah. Oh my gosh. Did I not have any in my wallet? I'm a bad business owner. Guess I give them all out. I keep them in my truck. Hold on. I literally just sorted through this like moments ago. Okay. Oh, here we go. These are my older ones. Yeah, these are my older ones. But I'll show you these. This is my kind of older one, the one right before the. I have a new set, but yeah. And then this is Introspect Web Design. This is so if you need web design services or web design, marketing help, sales, or yeah, any of those things, give us a shout there. But want to go back to AAA, man. You got to send me a screenshot of that. I'm really excited to check that out and see what you actually came up with. Super interested. And what do you get for a 3,600 square foot home? I go by linear square footage around the home. Or are you talking about siding or roof? My estimate for the home was 1,800, porch was 200, 2 side garages was 200. And he said, go ahead and do it. What hose did you start with? Wait, are you talking about the roof or are you talking about the siding? 1,800 for a siding on a 3,600 square foot home, that's roughly about 220, 250 square feet or linear feet. 1,800 for yeah, that's way more than I get. 1,800 or a 3,600 square foot home, I would be around 2-story or 1-story. 2-story, I'd be around, I think it's like 325 a linear foot. So at about 200, so I'll be about $700-800 for that. I'd be about $700. What hose did I start with? Are you talking pressure washing or soft washing or garden hoses? Garden hoses, I don't even remember what I started with. But now I use this one. It just, let me see, garden hose. This Gilmore Pro commercial hose. I love this hose for garden hose. Soft washing. So I started with Flexzilla and then I upgraded to Kiriyama. Kiriyama is much better. It's a little stiffer, but I find that actually comes in handy a lot more than it hurts. My bid on something on a 3,600. Let me find a house that's 3,600 square feet. I mean, I'm under 1,000. I can tell you that. Because let's see, square footage. Let's see, 3,500 to 4,000. I'm looking on Zillow for a house. Okay. This one looks like this one's 3,800. Let me just grab the address on this. And just get a real rough estimate for the siding. Okay, about 293. So I just rolled that up to 300. 300 times 325. So I'm at 975 for a house that size. Take me about hour and a half, 2 hours. Spelling of the brand. Kuriyama. There it goes. Do this for me. Let me see if I can send you. Philip, send me a DM, and then I will send you. the link to it, because I get a credit on Amazon whenever somebody buys through my link. So it'd be really cool if you could do that. If you don't want to, that's completely cool. I see here. So I'll follow and then send you a message. Boom. Just sent it to you. All right. All right, let's go back here. How much did you be selling? Spelling of the brand. I did 9,000 square foot home on a lake for 10 grand and then a barn for 3 grand. That's good. That's good. There's no way this home could be done in 2 hours on machine. For a 30,000 square foot home? I mean, when I soft wash, it just goes quick. How much detergent shield? How much detergent shield or should I be putting in? That is really, so that's really an eyeball thing. What's going on? Yo, what you're doing is the soap or detergent or surfactant, what its goal is to keep the surface wet and allow for the SH to cling to the surface to continue working. So you want to put in as much as you need. So like for roofs, you know, they're on a pitch, and you need a lot of SH to kill it, or a strong dilution of SH to kill it. So yeah, hey, Introspect Web Designs here. Sorry, I was losing my train of thought. So you only need to put in as much as you need. You know, I would start with just, if you're talking batch mix, I would start with just a few ounces, you know, 3 to 4 ounces, but it really depends on the surface. You don't need a lot. You don't need a lot. Some really great questions right out the gate. When you're saying detergent, so commercial cleaners will use sodium hypochlorite and surfactant to clean concrete. They'll pre-treat it, possibly, scrub it with the surface cleaner, and then post-treat it with a blend of that. We don't use really any kind of cleaning agents. I mean, you can use a degreaser like Zeps. You could definitely use something like that. But yeah, we don't use like off-the-shelf cleaning solutions typically. We typically use sodium hypochlorite to clean that initially. The surfactant, I mean, the best surfactant that I've come into contact with is Apple Wash. That stuff, it works good. It keeps, the job of the surfactant is not to do any kind of cleaning. It's not supposed to do cleaning. It's supposed to keep the surface wet so that the sodium hypochlorite can do the cleaning. So the best surfactant I've come into contact with, for me, has been Apple Wash. I've tried a bunch of different ones, but I mean, if you just need something off the shelf, go with like Gain laundry detergent. I use Gain Hawaiian Breeze for quite some time, and it works in a pinch. So yeah, that's no problem. Use a cap full of that, you know, for every bit. For every like 5 gallons, you can use a cap full of that. What do you think of Z&C soft wash? Oh, you guys are giving me brands to check out? That sounds fun. I love checking out brands. Z&C. I don't see a Z&C. What is Z&C soft wash? I see C and Z with the C first. Oh, hold on one second. My guy's asking me a question. I just started. Oh, you're asking me what do I think of the name C and Z&C. I don't like it too much. Z&C. It's very hard for me to remember that. Z&C, Z and C both sound exactly the same. It sounds like D and E and G and like, so you have two letters that sound like half of the other letters in the alphabet. So your name can get lost in your name can get lost in the memory. So I don't particularly like Z and C. What process do you do for solar panels? I saw a vid, but you did. So what I do for solar panels, for the most part, I was trying out some stuff, but mainly I use this soap called Titan, or it's made by Titan. It's called Solar Gleam, and what that does, so I will downstream that on the surface. I'll use a blue brush, soft bristle brush, to scrub the surface to get the organics off, if there's live organics that are on it. Then I will rinse it, and then I will but if they're not too bad, if it's just dust, I'll use a water-fed pole with a boar's hair brush and deionized water, and that seems to do the trick really well. Is an and something you would avoid with branding? Yeah, it's you know, there's companies that get away from it. Like you expect it in like a law office, the law offices of Jones and Jones. You know, you expect it there. Procter and Gamble has gotten away with it. I don't know. It's one thing is, it doesn't translate to the modern world. You know, the ampersand is not something that really translates to the modern world of like emojis and texting and things like that. So going forward, I think the ampersand is going to be used, like less and less in just our vernacular, and it's going to be harder for people to it's going to be harder for people to grasp onto that. So yeah, I personally would, or just the N with the apostrophe over it. I think that's kind of an older play on words kind of thing. It's an older kind of punny kind of thing, but it's that style is more going away. The world has been moving toward single names, iconic names, even made up a word. Personally, although it's easy, but it just seems like extra work to look for in a text keyboard. Yeah, and then you got to think like not all fonts have that. Not all computers recognize. Well, I mean, most computers recognize that, but not all fonts take the time to do that. How does that translate to a domain? Do you just write out the word and are you going to have to do two different SEO rankings? So like, let's say it's John and John, and I used a little and symbol. Am I going to have to hope that my customers remember it's the and symbol and then optimize my SEO for John, the ampersand John, and John and John, John and John? Like, I don't know. But yeah, I would dedicate to soft wash, but is using pressure wash finding my name? No. If you're gonna do anything soft wash, and this is a personal experience, if you're gonna do anything soft wash, I would lean to naming my company Soft Wash. I would not do pressure wash. And the reason for it is my company name is Clean Pro Services. It started off as Clean Pressure Wash because I was unaware of the bigger role that soft washing would take place in my business. So, I just didn't consider it. When I run ads right now where people get confused. Sorry, my guy's texting me here. Or people get confused. They see Clean Pro Service and they say you shouldn't power wash a roof. Even though my ad, literally, the first thing my ad says is, don't pressure wash your roof. That's the first thing they say. But because my name has the word power in it, they think power pressure wash, and they think that's what I'm gonna do. So it has worked as like a hindrance for me, personally. So I personally would not do that. I would. There's a company called Northwest Soft Wash. There's a company called Northwest Soft Wash, and they offer pressure washing services. It seems easier to be a soft washing company that offers pressure washing than a pressure washing company that offers soft washing. So if I had to choose a name between those two, I would choose soft washing. I know a lot of people have gone to names like exterior cleaners or exterior pros or exterior services. What is he talking about? Okay. Sorry, I got a guy out in the field. Hold on 1 second, guys. Hello? Yeah. Um, you're just doing oh, you have to access the water back there. Okay. Well, I mean, do you need me to go there? Oh, okay. I'll just. Mm. Uh-huh. Yeah. Oh, you're talking about the walkway that leads to her house. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, no. Yeah, we got to take care of that. Yeah. Wait, what are you, what's the scope of work on this? Oh, then yes, yes. We always do the walkway leading up to the house. Yes. Few and far between. Few and far between. I literally can't think of any if it doesn't need it. Well, are you, I don't want to cut you off, but are you good? Because I'm actually doing a live right now, so I want to get back to these. No, but you're the priority. I want to talk to you and make sure you're good first. Yeah, I know, and I don't want to put the pressure on you for that. So, all right, later. All right. Sorry about that. Just people in the field with questions, questions, concerns, things like that. Nothing crazy. There was just no access to this person's the back of their yard, and it's just the whole thing. What's going on, John? I would dedicate to soft wash, but is using pressure washing my name. Okay, yeah, we answered that already. So, if you don't know, I'm just on here answering questions about pressure washing and soft washing, and yeah, if you have any questions on either of those, please drop them in the comments below. I'm back. While I'm waiting for the next questions, I'm gonna get some work here done on my new roadmap. In my A to Z startup guide. I think my insurance is like $200 or $300 a month. It's like $200 to $300 a month. It's not too crazy. It's not too wild at all. You know, I would reach out to some local reps. I don't know. I don't. Insurance is one of those things where I haven't done a ton of research on it myself. So I hate to give you an answer one way or the other. I don't know what's typical on that. So, yeah, I hate to give you an answer one way or the other on that. I would say call around, shop that around, and tell them exactly what you're going to be doing. Philip, if you don't mind me asking, I forgot. Where are you in this this journey? Have you started cleaning? I can't remember. If you said so already, I apologize. Oh, okay. What did you order? Got a lot of people just joining in. If you're just joining, I am answering questions about pressure washing and soft washing, either the business side or the sales, or the equipment side or services. So ask away. 40-gallon chem tank, Everflow, 5.5, 12 volt. Hurricane. half-inch hose. A rigid gun. So, what's a ridge gun? What's a ridge gun? Oh, a ridge pressure washing gun. That I probably wouldn't go with that. That's a pressure washing gun, I believe, and I probably wouldn't go with that. And the reason for it is that all the interior parts of that are metal, and they're gonna corrode. Or there's a lot of leak points on that. And with a corrosive chemical, it's just gonna be constantly eating through that. You wanna create a PVC gun. So what a lot of guys do is they'll get this one from Valley Industries. They'll pick up, or they'll have a ball valve. You want as many plastic components as possible. Yeah, man. If you clean it with water and soap and everything afterwards, you know, it's the corrosive nature of that is still going to corrode a bit. You're going to flush it anyways. After each application, you're going to purge the gun and let it rinse for about 3 to 5 minutes every single time. So yeah, you want to do that anyways. But I got like this Gumby thing going on. I guess that's how I was laying down. Yeah, it's just gonna be like, just plan on that gun dying on you sooner than later. But that gun is designed more for pressure washing and not really soft washing. It's not really an upgrade either. It's really a side grade. At least you got here. Yeah, my family's been blessed. There's no baldness in my family. We've got these crazy amounts of hair. This is like the lion back here. I'm a Leo. Yeah, a Suttner gun. Well, again, you want to make sure it's just a low pressure spray nozzle. You can go to what is that called? Tractor Supply. You can go to Tractor Supply and they have the guns there. Now the thing is, you don't want to use the gun that you don't want to use the extension wand, because that puts too much back pressure on the pump. The wand that they have is too thin. What you want to do is get I think I have a video on how to build it. No, I don't have my. Here, hold on. I'll go get my wand. Okay, we're back. All right, so you have so this one's from Valley Industries, and it comes like this, but it has like this other attachment to it, and it doesn't have this. It has, I think, a barb on the end of it. So what I do is I strip it down to just this piece here. This is really the only component that you'll need. And most of the components in here are plastic, and it's designed for like low pressure. I think you can pick up these from what is that place? Tractor Supply. Then you get a PVC coupler. I went with the Schedule 80 PVC coupler, 1/2 inch, and that connects to here. You do a PVC riser. You can go anywhere between 6 inches. I think this is a 24 inch. I think this 24 inch, 18 is fine too. then another coupler, and then I went with a stainless reducing nipple. This is a 1/2 inch to 1/4 inch reducing nipple, and then a 1/2 inch, then a 1/4 inch quick connect with a female NPT. So all of this together, and then the connection, I go with these banjo connections, but you can put a barb, an NPT to a barb right in there, and that would connect fine too. But I go with these quick connect banjo connections. So basically you go like this, and I can quick connect on and off. So if I need to trade it out or brakes, I have another one on the truck at all times. The big question is, how much do you get per job on average? Let's answer that for you. Do you want this year or last year? Let's do this year. I don't think I've even pulled invoices. Invoices this year, apply. Not the greatest, but this year's been really slow. But let's do the math on it. This. So $1,131.91. That's my average ticket. Do you get a deposit or after the job is done? It depends. There are times where I get deposits. If I feel like a customer is, if I have to convince a customer, or if I feel like a customer is pretty locked in, I'll just go ahead and waive the deposit. But the mode is that, I do collect a $50 deposit, and that's for two reasons. One, it commits them to the job. Two, if they cancel, reschedule, I have a little bit of compensation. Three, if somebody else tries to underbid you, they now have a payment that they have to. Okay, so let's say you bid a job, it's $500, and somebody comes and says, well, I'll do it for $400. Well, in their mind, they've already paid you $50, so now they're thinking, I'm really only saving $50 now on top of what I already paid. It creates a barrier of change, so it stops people from canceling jobs. Is pressure washing saturated? Well, of course it is, but it's not saturated with people doing it right, and there's a lot of opportunity in there. Have you had anyone not trying to pay? Yeah, it's happened. I got a guy right now that I got an open invoice from him since September 29th, 2022. If I don't feel like they're gonna pay, I usually don't take the job. If it's a low risk job, this one was a low risk. It was only like $550, so it wasn't crazy. So I just went ahead and knocked that one out. A lot of good questions here, guys. If you have any more, please drop them in the comments. I'm not gonna stay on too much longer. Willie Crum. Right now, I got a guy working right now. Have you done a job and they didn't pay? Yeah. Like I said, that invoice that I have, I soft washed his roof, and he hasn't paid me. If it's a small enough job, I just wave it off. It's very rare. I don't try to stress out too much about any individual job like that, unless it's like a bigger job. I've had ones where they've taken like months to pay. You just kind of build it in, and you just keep chugging along. Do you get more money going from house to house or doing commercial? It's commercial is big chunks, but it takes a long time to close. Residential is smaller chunks, but um, it happens a lot faster. It happens like the decision makers are. Do you work in Grays Harbor? I don't know what Grays Harbor is. Gig Harbor, maybe, but I rarely work in Gig Harbor, not Grays Harbor. I don't know what that Grays Harbor is. How many homes do you employ do per day? Or wow, got a lot of questions here. Okay, where do you go to fill up tanks? My soft wash tank, I have a 275 gallon drum that gets delivered every so often, and I fill up from that, so I just transfer it. Water tanks, I use the customer's water. Soap tanks, I have a 55 gallon drum that I order every so often, and I fill that up with. How many homes does your employee do per day? Does he put in his hours in? Does he have short days? Yeah, so as of right now, I pay by the hour, and I schedule the jobs. We do 1 to 2 homes a day. I try not to overwork people and I don't try to kill people. So it's like 1 to 2 jobs a day. My target is $1,500 to $2,000 a day. Like that's what I try to get, $1,500 to $2,000 a day. So yeah, if it's a $1,500 day, I'm happy. If it's a $2,000 day, that's the target. So yeah, like today's a $1,500 day. Tomorrow's like a $3,000 day, and then the day after that, $1,500 day. These are all jobs that he can do on his own. Day after that is we have a touch up that we need to do, and then a job. So it's about $1,000 a day on that one. Nothing crazy for that. What is this? Day after that is gonna be a $1,500 day. Day after that's a $2,000 day. Day after that, 300. 300 is all that's on the book so far for that one. And yeah, they definitely do have short days. People like to go home. It's wild. I've never been the person, like, if there's hours to have, I want it. But if there's not hours, then I still want them. Like, but people are opposite. They want to get off early. They want to go home. My mom always told me, you're either spending money or you're making money. And I figure if I'm going home, I'm spending money. So I'd rather be on the clock. When I was working for people, I always just wanted to be on the clock. Because I knew if I was going home, I was just burning up the money I was working. No, I don't work in Aberdeen too much. I don't want to go out there. Do you have a video on your page explaining how to set up a pressure washer setup on your truck, or starting off equipment you would rent equipment instead of going out and buying everything? That's depending fully on your budget. So I have so on powercleanacademy.com, in the startup guide, which is absolutely free right now, under funding and budgeting, I think it is. Nope, not under that one. Under company focus and road mapping, there's an equipment guide of what I would buy and what you're capable of. So it shows, like, 4 gallon a minute system, the hose, things like that, what you can do with that, and then upgrades I would look at getting. But yeah, I mean, if you need help with that, just shoot me a direct message, and I'd be more than happy to help you out with that, like on a one-on-one basis. I work construction. All I knew was work hard, work efficiently, and had 12 hours. Yeah, that's that was it, man. You know, I don't understand people that just want to get off work and, you know, not if you're trying to, like, you want to get off work, but then, you know, you're mad you don't got no money, you know, so like it just doesn't make any sense. I always liked, I work like crazy, and then like this weekend, for example, I'm going to Great Wolf Lodge, you know, and that's the time that I'm going to relax and spend time with my family and laugh and joke. And then when I'm like not 9 to 5, like most of the time I'm working, and then when dad is not working, that's when I'm, you know, uh, I I focus on my kids and my family and things like that. What are your top three business write-offs? I try not to go into that too much. You know, I let the accountants handle all of that. So um, I would say, you know, get QuickBooks, everything that's on, talk to your accountant on that. You know, taxes is a really funny thing. So I would say talk with your CPA, get a CPA early, um, get QuickBooks early, put everything that, put all of your business expenses on one company card. Don't put any personal expenses on that card. And then if you have some thoughts, after the first like 3 months or first few months, bring your personal expenses and your business expenses to your CPA and say, what opportunities are there for me to migrate some of these expenses? And they'll walk you through that. How did you find your employee, and did he have any experience in it? I've been lucky and stupid to hire my friends. So my first employee in this business was my brother-in-law, and then it was an old friend of mine, and then another old friend of mine's, and then a friend of mine's nephew. So it's all been personal experience, and yeah, I've trained them all on how to do this. So it's all people I've known. I would not recommend doing that though. I'm looking to hire my brother. No, don't do it. Don't do it. This is why. They say friends and business don't mix. Here's the reason why. If you're an asshole, if you're a bad guy, you're going to steal from your friends and your family. If you're a good guy, you're going to give to your friends and family, and you're going to suffer. It's really hard. It's damn near impossible to teeter that line. You know, it's damn near impossible to teeter that line. Also, when you don't have pre-established, or when you do have pre-established relationships, excuse me, that carries into your business. And with employees, you need to be able to have candid conversations with them. You need to be able to say, you messed this up, or I need you to do this better, or I need you to go back out, or I need you to take it. You need to be able to be blunt and direct. It's really hard to do that when you have pre-existing relationships with people. So yeah, I would not recommend hiring anybody that you are close to already. I definitely would recommend bringing on partners. Don't bring on any business partners. But yeah. A lot of really great questions. I appreciate everybody in here. And if you're just joining in, I'm answering questions about pressure washing and soft washing. So please jump in here, ask your questions. I'm only going to be on for a little bit longer, but I'm more than happy to answer these questions. Is he looking to do a pressure washing company? See, and I can tell you're a nice guy, right? You're talking about starting something for him and you, for him to go out on his own. Like why? Why are you thinking about him in that capacity already? You haven't sorted your stuff out. So the XJet, I'm not a big fan. I mean, the XJet works. It's a good tool. I'm not a big fan of it. I like having a dedicated soft wash system and a dedicated pressure washing system with a downstream option. That's my configuration. That's what I like. The XJet, you got to carry around that big, tote of chemical, whatever you choose to do. So I don't like it for that reason. I don't want to carry that stuff around. The hoses are heavy enough. No, I'm looking to hire him, but let him do jobs himself under my company. Why? What if he does a bad? Will you fire him? So above 12% HC. Thinking you meaning SC, sodium hypochlorite. 12.5% is pretty much the maximum that you're able to buy in sodium hypochlorite on a commercially available level. So is the soap? The soap is the soap can be if you buy eco-friendly. But yes, yeah, the soap can be. All of it breaks down. It just breaks down, especially with the sodium hypochlorite. It does break it down. But yeah, it depends on the soap. So I would look at the SDS sheets for or reference the manufacturer of the soap for that. Good questions. Good questions. Excuse me. So my question is why is Philip? The question is why is he working for your business? Is your goal to start him with equipment and pressure washing, him go out, make money, and then give you like a kickback, or like what does that structure look like? So like when people set up these structures, you have to think about this. Like I was just talking to a gentleman yesterday, and the thought process was, okay, I'm gonna set up two pressure washing setups, and I'm gonna have 2 guys go out and do driveway cleanings, and 2 guys go out and sell. And basically that's the model. And I'm like, okay, cool. How are you gonna pay these guys? They're like just cash. And I was like, okay. So what happens if the pressure washer breaks? Who's responsible for it? What happens if he's driving and they get into an accident and the truck gets impounded with all the pressure washing equipment? What happens if he stops at Applebee's to get some food, and he stops at Applebee's to grab some food, and somebody goes in the back of the truck and steals all the equipment? So the equipment liability is definitely a thing. What happens if they destroy the landscaping? What happens, like who's liable? So in these scenarios, if you have a contractor working for you, if they're working under your license, then the liability is going to eventually fall on you. If they're working as an independent contractor and you've just referred it to them, then the liability falls on them. So you have to think about all of those structures and think about the what ifs in all of those scenarios to see how all of that's going to play out. I want to give him I want to have him as my employee, but train him under me before he goes unsupervised. Okay. So you're just talking about having an employee. Yeah. If you pay him an hourly wage or yeah, you can definitely do that. If he does a bad job, will you fire your brother? That's the question. Will you fire him? F9 double eagle for the soap? No. Double eagle is a degreaser, I believe. I'm almost positive. F9 double eagle. Yeah, double eagle is a degreaser. It's a strong degreaser. Yes, F9 is yeah, the product line. Um, they started with golf courses, and yeah, I've built out like, yeah, I've got all their products over there. They're all their stuff works great. How do I get the black streaks off the road, and what percentage of pull shock should I use? Off off roof. And what? So if you've got black streaks on there, then you have what's called glow capsule magma. You would only need a 3% dilution. So if you go get some pool shock, you do 1/3 pool shock, 2/3 water, and a couple ounces. You can do about 4 ounces of soap, some kind of soap like a laundry detergent as a surfactant, and put it in a pump sprayer. Then apply that to the roof, and yeah, do that as many times as you need, and that'll get that off. And for everybody that doesn't know, I have our online training course available at powercleanacademy.com. That's powercleanacademy.com. It is he said yes sir, I hate the guy. Just kidding, but most definitely would fire. I know his work ethic, her work. So at one point I had my real brother work for me, and he did a good job. He was doing graphic design, and he did a good job. But it's one of those things where, I'm getting tired. I don't know what is going on. I think I'm hungry. Let's see what DoorDash has. I don't feel like going out. Yeah, dude. I feel like getting some good food. Ugh. I should DoorDash. Okay. Stop that, John. I wouldn't let him take a single step where he feels because I think he's good. Yeah. Yeah, it's just a really tight balance, between nepotism and, coming down on somebody because they're your brother. So it's tough. It's a tough one. Oh, my God. I have a new friend. I saw you in here. Friend request on what, TikTok? It says I can message you. Boom, shaka, laka, 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 boom, 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 boom. What's the pink product you use in your soft wash? It's Apple Wash Surfactant. The Apple Wash Surfactant is what allows the it's my surfactant that I'm applying to the side of the house. Is what carries the SH and keeps it clean to the siding. It also has a red dye tracer in it that turns pink, and then it eventually goes away. It goes away pretty quickly, only after a few seconds. And yeah, it's Apple Wash. The brand is called, or you get it from powerwashstore.com, and oh, that's their. It's 55 gallons. Where's their smaller one? There we go. I'll throw this link in Tickety Talks for you. How would you measure 3% of SH mixture if I have a 27-gallon tank? Well, you figure it's going to be about a third. And the reason we know this is you're using anywhere between 10 to 12.5%. So if you got 27 gallons and you divide by 3, you got about 9 gallons. So if you get 10% SH and you put 9 gallons in, if you put, 1/3 you're going to be right around 3%. It's going to be a little hotter than 3%, but that's fine. How long is your tiny buffer tank last you with your 8 gallons if the house is running about 5? Why are you saying tiny? Why are you that's so, your little tiny little teeny weeny. That's so funny. It well, you figure like this. The math is really simple. If the house is running yeah, it is tiny, but you don't have to say tiny. It's tiny compared to what some of these guys use, but it's not tiny. It's the perfect size, sir. It's the perfect size. Oh no, a 55-gallon tank. Yeah, we're not talking about the big boys out here. I'm running a healthy size. This is normal. So you figure 8 gallons minus 5 gallons leaves you 3 gallons. So 3 gallons is constantly being used. So you figure 55 gallons divided by 3 gallons gives me about 18 minutes on the trigger of continuous use, if that's the case. Most of my houses out here put out anywhere between 4 and 6, and depending on what I'm cleaning, you know, I run out of water sometimes. It's not wild. If I were to do all of this again, I probably would do 2 5 gallons machines instead of 1 8. So I would build a truck with I posted a link right here in TikTok. Here, I'll send you a message with it. Oh, you sent me a message. Okay, just sent you a message. It's not a big problem. It's not a big problem. I don't know. I mean, I could go with a 250-gallon tank or a 100-gallon tank. It's not a big enough problem for me but I do wish I went with 2 5-gallon tanks over 2 5-gallon pressure washers over 1 4-gallon. I wish I went with a Honda C or GX3 or 630, Honda GX630 with I don't know what pump. I don't know the 5-gallon pumps, but probably with a gear drive pump running at 5 gallons. I think that would be like 2 of those, and then have the option to Siamese them. I think would be the absolute best. GX630 5.5 ppm gear drive. I think, yeah, all of that would be, yeah, they got this one here, the Manatee with a Comet pump. Comets are good. 3,500 is not bad. $3,500 is not bad on that. Oh, the Power Wash store has one. They don't say the price though. Yeah, I think this would be a great unit. The pump on yours, yeah, the pump on mine is a general pump. It's a TSF 2021 and 390. I think it's. You can go with the 390, but I don't want that pull start. And I know you can get the key start to go with it, but I just want something completely, you know. It's a powerful motor, so it's not going to be working as hard to generate the horsepower needed to drive that gear drive pump. Belt driven is great. All my systems are belt driven right now. I love belt driven. If I had a 5-gallon and a bigger water tank, or even the same water tank, belt driven is just really not needed, you know, for these skid. I think a belt driven just really isn't needed in most scenarios. I mean, I guess you can make the case that it will last a bit longer, but that's about it. Uh, that's about all that you're getting off of it. Yeah, you're gonna last a little bit longer, but these gear drives last a good amount of time. So I don't know. I think if I had to do this again, I would go with two. Um, yeah, they got this one here, water on Power Wash Store, Water Dragon, cold water, 5.5 gallon, 4,000 psi. That's probably where I would be. I would get two of those guys and call it. Oh, Cigar City Soft Wash has one here. Is this a? Yeah, that's a good brand. That's a good brand. Um, yeah, this thing here is a monster. This gear drive. Oh yeah, this is sold out. Oh, Honda GX390, 8 gallon, 8 gallon. Yeah, they do that. Yeah, I'd have a separate gas tank. Would you run two 4,000? You would run two 4. The PSI doesn't really matter. It's not the PSI that I'm concerned about. It's the gallons per minute. That's the thing that I'm most concerned about. Yeah, the PSI. I mean, you only need 1,500 PSI to clean pretty much anything. Two 4 gallon sets. 4 gallon is good. It's just like just not enough. I would really like to do the 4 gallons are good. They're great start. My guy's out right now with the truck. I meant to do it yesterday, last night, but yeah, 5.5 is just really where it's at. Yeah, absolutely, man. No problem. Q's pressure washing. I'm curious to see the branding on that. Where are you out of? Oh, are you here in Spanaway? You're not here in Spanaway. Hold on. Oh. He's here to compete? No, that's cool. That's cool. Oh, have you? I'm sorry, man. I'm all over the place. I apologize. I talk to so many people. I wanna make sure everybody's good to go. Where's your website, man? You gotta get your website together. Let me know if you need help with that. Do you have a lot of competition? Do you know your competition? Yeah. Yes and yes. I try to know everyone that. Wait, hold on. He says school still take his. Wait. Yeah, I try to know everybody in my area, and when I come across people, I just stop, talk to them, shake their hand, give them my card. you know, I'd rather tell somebody my pricing, go somebody, you know, like I want people in my area to know my pricing. I want them to know my process. What I look at it this way, they're gonna say whatever they're gonna say anyways, right? If they're gonna be that type of business owner. Worst case, best case. So worst case is already, you know, no problem, or you already anticipate that. Best case is I share with people what they're missing out on, and when they hear the numbers that they're missing out on, they want to come to those numbers because nobody. I don't know the kind of person that says like, "Oh, you're charging 1,000. Well, I'm gonna charge 800 just to be less." Like what, to land the job? It's like I'm still fine, right? Like if you take one job, you still have to get in front of that customer, and at 800, when I'm pricing at 1,000, you know, I'm not pricing top of the market pricing. I'm not charging them an arm and a leg. So when people are like, I'm charging a bit more than what it costs to run this business. So it's I know they're not profitable. I know they can't hang in there longer than I can if they're not charging the rates that I'm charging, you know. So do you price per square foot for surface cleaning? For square foot, yes. I'm anywhere between 30 and 35 cents a square foot on concrete typically. Man, it's crazy. I've been on here for 78 minutes. This time just goes by. And if you're just joining in, I'm answering questions about pressure washing and soft washing. Make sure you follow me for more times I go live. I go live on TikTok and on YouTube. Please also visit powercleanacademy.com where I have an A to Z startup guide completely free right now on getting people set up with pressure washing and soft washing business. I also have training courses on pressure washing and soft washing, fully available, super cheap, and no gate-kept information. It's all out there. So if you want to learn how to do pressure washing and soft washing, that's the course to take. It's going to get you right. What tool do you use to measure? I started with measuring tapes. Honestly, I do all my stuff on Google now. Google Maps. I get approximations. You know, I'm not a mathematician, so I'm not going to sit here and try to figure out length times width times height times. You know, like now, Google Maps. I do most of my estimates sitting right here. Why are you doing the class for free right now? So great question. The A to Z Startup Guide is basically a course that teaches you how to. It's a guide that breaks down the process of starting a pressure washing business. It doesn't teach you how to pressure wash. It doesn't teach you how to soft wash. It goes through all the steps of what you need to be thinking about. Right now, so the reason why it was free initially was because, of course, it's a little taste so that you can buy my pressure washing and soft washing courses that offer even more value. So that's the clear and concise answer. Now, a lot of it's due to these Q&As. I've had so many more ideas on how to offer so much more value in this A to Z startup guide, and I realized like once the new version of it is done, how much value is going to be in this startup guide. Like the new startup guide that I'm putting together is going to be like, it's going to walk you through. So what the big thing I didn't like about this guide, it has you ask yourself a lot of great questions, but it doesn't give you the answers, right? So sole proprietorship, LLC, or corporation. Which one did I do? Well, here's the difference. Okay, which one do I do? It doesn't answer that question. Which equipment should I get? Here's the starting equipment I should recommend, or I recommend. Okay, what should I get? Doesn't answer that question. So I'm going to go through and accompany this with a packet, a downloadable packet that you just go through and you fill out, and it will ask you all the right questions that you're going to need to answer that will lead you to the answer of your question. It won't give you the answer because I don't want to be responsible for telling you do this, but it will suggest, it will give you a suggestion, and it will be a very concrete, specific suggestion. And when that is done, and I'm getting closer and closer every day to it, it's what I'm primarily working on right now. When that's done, this course is going to cost money because it's going to be too good. It's going to be way too good to give away for free. It's going to be nuts. It will teach you how to name your business. It will teach you logo and branding strategy. It will teach you how to get your first job. It will teach you which business structure to set up, walk you through operating agreements. I'm eventually going to have a link on here for every state's requirements and what you, every state's requirements and what you need for every state to get started. Walks you through EIN, license, insurance, and bonding, business license information, forms of payment, setting that up. It's gonna do everything for you, beginning to end. So in that case, with something of that incredible value, a step-by-step guide that will actually walk you through setting a business up, beginning to end, where at the beginning of the day you have no business, at the end of the day you have a well thought out, well structured pressure washing business that's designed to make a lot of money. I mean, I'm giving people a future like that. That would be, it's a huge value. It's a huge value. So that's going to be anywhere. That's going to be about $300 to get all of that set up, and it will deliver 10x in value on that. It will deliver 10x in value on that. What SH do you use for driveway? I use 12.5%, and I dilute it down to about 1.5%. So I do about a 10% ratio on that. Excited to see it grow. Thanks for answering. You're just like, shut up. I'm not trying to hear you talk about it. But yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot in this course. I'm really proud of it. If you haven't yet, make sure you're dropping your questions in here. These things are fatiguing. You know, these things are very tiring. So make sure you ask your questions, and I want to hear them. And I don't know how long I'm gonna last on this. I've gone 85 minutes. I usually do about an hour and a half. I don't know how Twitch streamers do this all day, every day. This is wild. This is absolutely wild. What are your percentages for SH on all your jobs, driveways, roofs, houses? There is the percentage on all the jobs, each one, it's really hard to answer. Siding is 1 to 3%, roofs are 3 to 6%. It depends on the material, it depends on the level of solubility. In my online pressure washing course, my online soft washing course, I have the answers to all of that and it broken down in extreme detail. It's really hard to answer that question for everything all at once. Because like roofs are made of asphalt shingle, rubber membrane, clay tile, metal, concrete tile, wood shake. All of those are going to have like roughly different percentages and soaps on it. Siding is vinyl, wood shake, lap siding, slash hardy board, metal siding, concrete, bricks, stucco. All of those are going to have different ones as well. Concrete is going to be asphalt, um, aggregate, flatworks, flagstone. All of those are going to have different ones as well. Like, so it's really hard to communicate that as like a one, like just in here. So that's what the pressure washing course, or sorry, the soft washing course is for. Those, all of that is in there. Okay, so I'll say this too, just as kind of like a disclaimer. Nothing in these courses is not available for free online, okay? I'm not like one of those crazy people who are like, I've got stuff here that nobody's got. You don't pay for courses or college or any kind of education system because they have some kind of information that's proprietary. What you're paying for is the structure, being able to access and download that access, reference, and absorb that knowledge in a structured way. That's what you're actually paying for. There's nothing in college that I'm going to learn. I can go and research everything Harvard will ever teach me. But what I can't get is the structure in which Harvard will provide it to me and make sure that I learn it. That's what these courses will do. So you're asking that question. It's a very good question. I'm sorry that I struggle to answer it, but it's hard to answer because it has a lot of different answers, and it really is dependent on the situation, and that course goes into that. So I don't want to make it seem like I don't want to answer that question because it's in the course. I want to answer that question, but it's not a simple question to answer. It is a more in-depth question, and that's what the course is for. How do I make my extract sheet further? Clean KFC. KFC, you should definitely be able to hit a, how many gallons per minute is your machine? What I'm trying to do is only hit that 3-inch trim without spraying all the stuff in siding. Oh, 4 gallons? Okay, yeah, 4 gallons. 4 gallons should get up there. You're gonna hit that siding. you're gonna hit that siding. I mean, if you really, really don't want to hit it, I mean, there's really just no way to not hit it. It's gonna drip down no matter what. I was gonna say you can get an extension broom. You can go to Home Depot, pick up one of those like 20-foot extension poles, those fiberglass extension poles with the aluminum inserts, and then dip it into treatment, apply the treatment like by hand. Yeah, SH on stucco is completely fine. That's completely fine. I have like 10 of their stores. That's funny. I knew the girl that cleaned them before. I'm assuming you're talking about the one over there in Puyallup. I know that the owner of that has like a bunch of them. Painted, not painted, it doesn't matter. The SH doesn't affect paint unless there's organics in paint. SH only affects organics. So yeah, it's completely fine. With that metal siding, I personally, what is extract chart? 4 gallon, open 1.622. Yeah, on a 4 gallon, I would just do an open tip and some 12.5%. hit that trim. First I would rinse the siding down with water. Then I would open tip X-Jet that right in a 12.5% mixture. Let it dwell for, it only take about 5-10 minutes, and then rinse it again and you're good. I used to take care of all the Chick-fil-A's and used to do a couple of the Arby's out here. So that's no problem. All right, guys. Well, I've been rocking for about 90 minutes. I am tired. My mouth is tired. I'm about to finish this water bottle and go get something to eat. Appreciate you guys for hanging out with me. Make sure you guys visit powercleanacademy.com. That's powercleanacademy.com for trainings, resources, things like that. Also, if you need websites, if you need logos, marketing strategies, Facebook, Google ads, anything like that, please visit Introspect Web Design. I'll drop that in the link below, or you can visit my check out my link in my bio. There's links to all of those things on there. But either way, I appreciate everybody for hanging out with me. I will do a truck overview very shortly. Sorry I haven't done that. The truck's been out every single time I've done this because that's the time that I have. But either way, thank you for hanging out. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Later.